Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, we'd like to thank you for joining this webinar organized by our valuable distributor, Wordtext Systems. Thank you, WSI, for making the live webinar series possible. By the way, my name is Don Malilin, and I'm the sales specialist for Workstations, Syn Clients, and Retail Solutions for HP. I'm currently based in the Philippines, and I'm also covering Indonesia and Pakistan markets. So I hope you had a satisfying lunch. It's the best time to having power naps, right? I would suggest to take your favorite caffeine shot, and because we have fresh and exciting insights for you this afternoon. First, you might wonder what is Xay and why Xay? Xay by HP is a brand for HP workstations that demonstrates power and performance. The letter Xay could be the last letter of the alphabet, but would also mean the ultimate end game, designed to give both creative and professional designers an edge. Number one, being productive, but also empowering you to be inspired without limits and keep you stay in the zone. This afternoon, we will take a look at how the new normal changed the way we work. Also, how to get inspired to do work beyond the PC that we know. And finally, some key takeaways that I'm sure you and your businesses will benefit from. To give you an update of how HP is responding to this global pandemic, we have donated to about $8 million and counting in products and grants. HP also partnered with various educational institutions in order to curate contents for students learning at home. Through the technology of HP Indigo 3D printing, we were able to produce 3,000 face shields a day for medical staff, and students at home were able to repurpose old PCs into learning devices through our HP Refresh program. So let's begin. Do you still remember what happened in the entire National Capital Region almost 2 months ago? Many employees in many businesses across most industries rushed to their offices and grabbed all their PCs, monitors, keyboards, etc., and brought everything at home as part of their business continuity plans, bringing them to this scenario called the new normal. The changes came so fast that it didn't allow many businesses to really plan for crisis management. In fact, many business continuity plans, or BCP, actually pose several new challenges for IT decision makers. Some of them, how to implement high-touch maintenance for endpoint devices. Next is multi-OS and device management complexity, especially if the PC is underpowered to handle resource-hungry software applications. Increased security threats and breaches, and how to support legacy apps. Another concern is that each end user will have a unique network setup at home. And on top of those, job roles have to be revisited in order to adapt to new ways of working. Perhaps for many of you, this could be your first time to experience working from home. We always thought working remotely or learning remotely is 1:1. One would work from home, maybe full-time or part-time, so they had their own setup. But now, there are many people in many spaces. Kids learning the kitchen or the living room, parents working the home office or the bedroom. For all of them, everyone needs a PC. How many display monitors do they need? Or how many printers, right? Also, with more people sharing the home network, what about security? Remember that most wireless routers at home does not even have a robust network firewall. And all of them are competing for tech resources and internet bandwidth. And we haven't even counted those binge watching on Netflix. But during this disaster and beyond, we need to consider these different settings and challenges, and let's use those as opportunities. Here's a new term for all of us, micro-mobility. And talking about our homes. Before, we used to go to different places in different settings as provided by different environments. But these days, everyone have become micro-mobile. What do I mean? As you can see in the picture, the rooms of our homes have become workspaces, each of which having different demands. Let's take a look at some examples. During a Zoom meeting, how do we deal with ambient noise in the kitchen, or motor vehicles passing by, or even pet dogs barking, not counting some of our kids crying at the background during Zoom calls? How do you address internet connectivity? For some parts, there could be strong signals. For some parts, it's not. Another thing is that, do the screen size of our tablets or notebooks enough to make us productive? Can you scroll in between large spreadsheets or edit a large complex CAD drawing? How about battery life while we are in the garage or patio or terrace where there are limited or no power outlets? Or even if we have shorter power strips? Hopefully, we will find the solutions to those concerns as we continue. And so, in a flash, work has got a whole new different meaning. Since our business and yours need to remain productive, and whether we like it or not, doing virtual calls with your suppliers and even live webinars such as this are here to stay. This new setup also changed the way kids do school learning, to the point of repurposing old home PCs as tools that connect to the cloud and access learning materials and apps. And third, this new normal changed the way we understand healthcare, even outside healthcare facilities, to the point of requiring hospital-grade sanitizable solutions for public use, such as in banks, supermarkets, and even hotels, or any venue converted into makeshift hospitals. Despite all the situation we are in right now, the good news is we are all adaptable and we are all in this together. It's very important to note the predicament of each end user, as each will have a more unique setup at home. This would mean totally different and more demanding requirements. At this point, we're going to focus on two important end user personas, the creative pros and the power users. By the way, one end user can have multiple personas depending on their roles. What makes these creative pros and power users unique is that they both deal with everything huge and complex, which we shall see later. So who are the creative pros? They are photographers, video editors, artists, design students, and more. They can be either consumers, freelancers, or workers from the small and medium business, ad agencies, or corporate creatives. They are customers that do not know the words workstation, nor have interest in detailed specs, since they don't currently use a workstation level platform, nor do they know about the benefits. These are end users who want to beat their deadlines by being productive and who want to stay in the creative flow without being interrupted. Some businesses depend on the creative and design professionals and to remain productive, so they need to remain continuously inspired and motivated. HP has been talking about the office of the future, but we didn't realize until now that the office of the future will be found within the walls of our very own homes. In the eyes of the IT department, their end users are now grouped into dispersed teams. With that in mind, securing devices and data is and must be top priority. For those employees who are PC gamers using their VR headsets, they could be using those now into learning tools instead. And for the creative professionals and power users alike, they would be needing advanced toolkits in order to address their workflows. HP knows that creative and design professionals are those conceptualizing an idea, designing how the idea would look like, reviewing the development of the design, and rendering the revised or finalized design. Now, as we know, rendering is the process of producing the final outcome of a video clip ready for playback, or a digital poster ready for viewing. In the middle of those would mean processing and exchanging huge and heavy amounts of data between different end users. And as we know, data keeps growing heavier and heavier by the day. Before COVID, end users work in the same location could just share external USB storage devices to transfer data between themselves. Today, they have to share large gigabytes of data, and they should have and they have to do it remotely. And this exchange usually happens in the most critical stages of the workflow, like the design, review, and render cycle. And please do note that in each stage, there could only be one important individual doing the design, or could be an entire creative team working in that stage. Now let's imagine you're a CAD engineer who is working from home. The PC in your home has the recent generation of technology meant for gaming, and you need to use that to run your latest version of CAD application. Then you're lucky enough to install the app with the version of operating system inside that PC. And now that you have launched the app and attempt to open your very important and large CAD project, the system suddenly stalls. And this happens several times. Your boss calls up and is reminding you that the management needs to review the CAD project 11 a.m. the next day. You committed, but having successfully opened the CAD project, you now encounter several system hangs right to start rendering. And you found out rendering is still at 17% and in 9 a.m. next morning. Then suddenly, a blue screen. What should you do? This type of situation is a commonplace for most designers. Now let's take a look at some of the real challenges they face every day. First, how to keep up with the deadlines. So multiple deadlines means multiple projects more often, also multiple customers equals more pay. So they deal with schedule-driven projects, and some freelance revenue models where more work means more pay. Next is how to keep staying in the creative flow and produce high-quality work. Disrupted workflow is the #1 problem among creative professionals or power users. Poor user experience creates negative perceptions about both hardware and software, which affect the quantity of the idea, the quality of the idea, and faster development of the ideas. Third is how to be able to be productive regardless of the place and time. Mobile solutions quite often mean reduced performance, impacting productivity and creative flow, especially today that we're working from home, which concerns us not only with the work, but in our current environment, and getting materials remotely. So how do you put feet to inspiration? Z by HP addresses 3 customer benefits in mind: productivity and reliability, customization and mobility, and security. Let's start from the top. Productivity. Creative pros want to be productive, and Z provides the best productivity. But that's not all our customers need, right? Remember micromobility? They also need and want some customization or expandability. Also, they need some mobility or flexibility in design. And of course, they want to make sure that their work, data, and devices are safe and secure. We should put in mind that not all personal computers are created equal. That depends on 2 things. First, the amount and complexity of data that needs to be processed. When we talk about graphics rendering, we are now talking about very high resolution and very highly accurate color quality output, resulting to a constantly growing size of the working data. The second thing is the nature of the software application being used. Independent software or ISVs would require very specialized hardware PC system requirements, and listing down certified PC hardware configs in order to correctly and optimally run their applications. Now, considering both, an ideal and required expectation beyond the basic PC is that it should be able to handle process and graphics-intensive applications without disruption. Video editors and VR developers, architects and engineers, and product developers around the world rely on the workstation-grade PCs to handle the most demanding projects. You are uncompromising and would want a seamless user experience, from processing complex data, from 3D building scans in real time, to creating fully immersive 360 degrees VR experiences. You cannot afford downtime, and deadlines shouldn't slow down for slow performance. HP refreshed our ZBOOK lineup to include 50% more processing power with the power of Intel Xeon or Core i9 processors. More processing means more productivity, so you can slay your workflow and get more done in less time. Aside from having higher configs, being productive while working from home is making sure that your audio experience is richer in the final render outcome, or while collaborating with others in your preferred video conferencing platform. No matter where you do your work in the home, as we mentioned about micromobility, in those situations, HP provides noise-canceling built-in microphones and HD speakers, and even quieter keyboards in our ZBOOK lineup. Having mentioned that, now in our live webinar, I'm just using the built-in microphone of my HP notebook with noise-canceling feature. This makes it more comfortable than using headphones during long meetings. Being mobile means offering much brighter display brightness in our ZBOOKs, which allows the screen even more viewable, even working outdoor or beside the window. And since having an available power outlet close to us could be a challenge, you could have up to 17 hours of battery life, taking note of the bigger screen and power processor in ZBOOKs. The third thing is how ZBOOKs inspire in the new normal of when, where, and how creative professionals work. We designed our workstations with security first and foremost, to help protect you no matter where you are from increasingly dangerous threats that you may not anticipate. We saw that in the past few weeks, hearing about security breaches across many companies. In line with this, ZBOOK systems offer multiple layers of security. When you are protecting your business, your data, and your people against malicious attacks, redundancy is a good thing. Our unique hardware, or what we call Endpoint Security Controller, enables resiliency from the ground up and includes HP Sure Start, which secures the BIOS of your system. Second is your Windows 10 systems include an antivirus called Windows Defender at no additional charge for exceptional protection against known threats. We also have HP SureClick, which protects against malware attacks attempting to enter your PC through commonly entry points, which are your browser and the common office files. But what about new and unknown malware, even generated by artificial intelligence or AI, that enters your PC in other ways? We have a solution to that. We call it HP SureSense, which is also an AI-based solution. These HP security features were discussed in depth by our HP colleague last April 13. The recording is readily available from WSI's Work From Anywhere webinar website. And now that we learned about the importance of staying creative and productive in our work from home predicament, going beyond the PC we now use will have a great impact in the way we work today and in the coming months. It's very important that both the creative professionals and power users are especially and thoroughly equipped in whatever stage within the workflow to meet the growing demands of our businesses. HP is in the workstation game for 30 years, and the demand for high resolution and high definition of everything still grows over the years. And this is what going beyond the basic PC is all about. The ZBOOK brand is our mobile workstation lineup that boosts the broad productivity, mobility, and security that you need, from the graphics designer to the video editor, from freelancers, startup businesses, creative pros and creative departments in big corporations, ad agencies, and small and medium businesses. Being free from place and time, being able to create and be productive anywhere, anytime is crucial for all creative professionals or teams. Now let's take a look at some of our ZBOOK in our lineup. We have 14-inch mobile workstations. Very seldom that you see a 14-inch mobile workstation that does rendering. Very seldom that you see a 14-inch notebook that does discrete graphics meant for rendering, right? So we have our lightest 14-inch mobile workstation, which is actually optimized for mobility. And actually, you can pair your ZBOOK with an external display. For some users, they thought that connecting their notebooks to their LED TVs would be the easiest way for them to have an external display or a second display for that matter. But actually, working long hours while you are connected to your LED TV actually burns your LED TV because LED TVs are not meant for work. So that's the reason why we have external monitor displays or workstation grade monitors that can withstand longer hours of rendering. We also have our lightest 15-inch mobile workstation. We call it ZBOOK Studio. And for some configurations, you can even get 1 billion colors. So some end users are looking for a larger color gamut. And that's the reason why we have these types of screens that can display 1 billion colors. We also have our full-blown mobile workstation, 15-incher and 17-incher mobile workstations. So imagine, aside from being or passing the military standard test, it can also have up to 10 terabytes of storage and 15 hours of VR footage. So these are actually packed with all the performance that you need. Imagine a mobile workstation having a Xeon processor. And again, you can match a workstation grade display in various sizes. So actually, you can mix and match whatever external displays that you need for you. So it doesn't really mean that you have to use a specific monitor for this one. So you can actually mix and match as long as the workstation grade, the more workstation grade monitor, the better. We also have our most affordable mobile workstation. So imagine this affordable workstation can have up to 6-core Intel Xeon processors and 15-inch screen. And you can also connect it to different external displays. We also have workstation grade displays that wherein you can mount our smallest desktop workstation. We call it Z2 Mini behind that display using this amount. So it saves space, gives you smaller footprint, especially if you're challenged with space, especially today. And we also have other mobile solutions for computer-aided design, for building information management, and for product design, for R&D. And also for 3D or 2D or 3D simulations. And we also have other solutions for very creative professionals like photographers, graphic designers, videographers, artists. Okay. And one good thing about using ZBOOK Mobile Workstation is that we just came out with a remote solution wherein end users can actually collaborate in a drawing remotely. So how do you do that? We have this technology called Z Central Remote Boost, wherein one can share a Photoshop drawing or a CAD drawing and share it to his colleague remotely. And both of them will be able to edit, both of them will be able to use commands inside the same drawing. And that is made possible with the Z Central Remote Boost. And the good thing about this is that Z Central Remote Boost comes free with mobile workstations. And by the way, if you don't have any HP notebook or desktop PCs, you can actually use HP Z Central Remote Boost through our 90 days trial. which you can download from the HP website. So actually, ZCentral remote boost is now available. And we also have an entire ZBOOK ecosystem. We're not just talking about the notebook itself or the mobile workstation itself, but we also have other peripherals that you might need, like docking stations, second or third displays, or other accessories such as keyboard and mouse. We even have healthcare edition keyboard and mouse if you are infection sensitive. And actually, you can connect these ZBOOK mobile workstations to HP printers. And not only that, you can also connect it to HP large format plotters if you are into large format printing or even 3D printing. So at the last part, we are actually here to listen and empathize with you, with your unique predicament. We are here to help you address change in these times of uncertainty. We are here to enhance your environment. And of course, being able to build trust for security. So if you have concerns such as enabling flexibility for your employees or addressing those things, we have different solutions such as small and light mobile workstations with built-in integrated audio features for conferencing. And by the way, our mobile workstations can actually support mobile broadband connections. So if you are having difficulties connecting through Wi-Fi, you can just insert a 4G SIM card to a ZBOOK mobile workstation. We also have solutions for your changing work styles. So we have different support for the latest version of Wi-Fi, which is Wi-Fi 6, which means faster and stable Wi-Fi connection. We have noise canceling features, as I've mentioned, and even high definition webcams to have virtual meetings that would feel like face-to-face encounters. We are here to enable your productivity. We have other solutions such as docking stations, external monitors, keyboard and mouse. And of course, as I mentioned, security. Okay. Lastly, HP is also a strong proponent for sustainability. So actually, we have the most sustainable PC portfolio, making sure that we are a very strong proponent for the green environment. Okay, so actually, we are the first to come out with a monitor with ocean-bound plastic. We also use recyclable and recycled materials in our products, even in our packaging. Okay, so again, this is the lineup of our ZBOOK mobile workstation portfolio, ranging from different screen sizes, depending on what you need. Again, you can actually connect bigger displays to it. If you need further colors, we support more than millions of colors. And in terms of security, you are rest assured that even if you have a weak Wi-Fi access point, you will be safe and secure. Feel comfortable that you have a very secure mobile workstation. Okay, so with that, let's open the floor for questions.
So thank you, Sir Don. So for those who have questions for Sir Don, you may leave it on the question box located on the right panel. So while waiting for the questions to pile up, we encourage everyone to visit WeSellIT or WeSellIt, which is the pure first IT e-commerce site in the Philippines for small and mid-sized businesses. So WeSellIt offers a wide range of hardware and softwares sold by authorized partners. So for you to go on the website, you may visit on www.wesellit.ph to learn more. So, available na po yung question box. So, pwede na po kayo mag-leave ng mga questions nyo doon. So since wala pa po muna tayong questions, I would like to introduce next Miss Lalaine Vidal to talk on how to order or inquire about the products of HP. So Miss Lalaine?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes po ma'am.
All right. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you to Don for sharing such a wonderful presentation. And of course, thank you again for the people who attend this webinar. I hope you appreciate more of what HP Workstation can do for you, especially the mobile workstation that we are now promoting since we are all work from home. I believe and I really know that this mobile workstation is very powerful compared to other commercial laptops. So I will just put in the chat box my details so how you can contact us if ever you are going to have requirements for ZBOOK or mobile workstation powers. Okay? So again, thank you.
So thank you Miss Lalaine.
Ian, I'll just type in.
Yes po. So may questions po tayo. So from Arvin Portugues. On stock po ba yung HP natin? So ma'am, sa tingin ko kayo po yung makakasagot nito Miss Lalaine.
The mobile workstation?
Ang
As of now, we
question,
have a stock of tower.
yes po, mobile workstation daw
HP
po.
tower. HP. Yes, we have a stock of HP tower. And for the mobile workstation, we have incoming stocks this May.
Okay, so next question po from Miss Eileen De Leon. Can I use HP 142 DKO 123 AU AMD Ryzen 5 for short video editing less than 10 minutes video or rendering? Sir Don?
Okay, thank you for that question. So actually, you can still use your existing PC for your rendering requirements. However, the experience, if you want a better experience of rendering, it's much better if you use a workstation that uses discrete graphics with more expandable processor power, etc. So because if you use a standard PC or a basic PC for rendering, well, you can do that. However, definitely the productivity will not be as much as having a mobile workstation. So, for example, if you're because rendering takes some time, right? So that would depend on the amount of quality that you have in your video or in your graphics. So that would depend on the time that you need to render. So that would be because rendering time will have a great impact for producing a very high quality output.
So thank you, sir. So another follow-up question po from Sir Arvin Portugues. So Miss Lalaine, from Cebu based daw po siya. So magiging available daw po ba yung workstations natin sa kanya?
Yes, we have a reseller in Cebu also. You can just email me so we can delegate or we can coordinate this with the Cebu team.
So we have another follow-up question po from Miss Aline De Leon. So how much daw po is yung ZBOOK 14U? So I think Miss Aline po kayo po yung makakasagot.
ZBOOK 14U. Okay. The incoming stocks, the amount is 77,200.
So for those who have questions pa po, pwede niyo pong i-leave yung question niyo on the question box. And lastly, we would like to invite everyone to sign up for our other upcoming webinars. Of course, these are still part of the Work From Anywhere webinar series. And to see the full list, you may visit the link that we provided on the chat box. So you may also download the resources and view the on-demand videos. So just click on the module tab and you will see all our previous webinar sessions and all the materials that you needed. So I think there's no other questions po. So that's it for today, and we hope you enjoyed this session. So don't forget to leave your feedback. So the feedback link is already on the chat box, and we will send you an instruction on how you can get the pre-recorded videos. So thank you. Till next time. See you on the next session.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, Sir Don.
Thank you.